Hello, Leva Monkeys. Welcome to Q&A number 4. Today, got questions. Gee, go figure. All right, let's get started. This real easy one. Gio Ochoa, when you dig, do you prefer center line or track line? Well, this is pretty simple for me. I like center line. I like so I don't have them draw or pull a string line out and paint a solid straight line. I tend to wiggle a whole lot when I follow a straight line. Don't know why, it's just the way it is. What I learned is from a lead operator that I worked with. He liked to put a rock, paint it, and then a rock at each stake, and then a rock in between. So every 25 feet have a painted rock. And some nice things about that is that the rock is above, it gives you a three-dimensional object to look at. You have it sticks up above the ground, it's easy to see, and you can see multiples further down the line. So when you spin around and look down your track line, you can see and line all those dots up instead of trying to look down at that line and line your rig up with it. You just look down the line, you spin yourself in the same position every time, and you just track along those dots. And it's for me, it works very well. Track lines are very useful if you like using them. I'm not a big fan of them. They do work as long as you measure out every single rig that you do that on, because every rig is a little bit different. The booms are not always on the center of the machine, so you need to measure your rig from the outside of track or inside of track, however you're doing your track line, and you measure it to the center of the boom on trench. And so once you do that, then you can go through, and now you got to figure from center to your track line, put your marks, run your string line, and have somebody run a lot of paint and paint a line for you to follow. Number 2, Mr. Delco 1970. What keeps banks from caving in between jacks? Okay, this goes back to one of the older videos, I think about 4th or 5th one, where we had our jacks pretty separated. I think we were running our jacks at 6 feet apart. And he's wondering why the dirt wasn't caving in. Well, it all depends on your material type. There's several different types of materials. Ground tension. Basically, you can dig a trench and it'll stay vertical for days without shoring in it. That's a really good material. When you're in sandy material, peat, dirt, clay, hard pan, there's all different kinds of materials that we deal with on a regular. If you know what your material is, it will dictate what type of shoring is required. And for the job that we did there, the shoring was required only to be 6 feet apart. We actually could have done the job without shoring, and there was little to no risk of any cave-in at all. It was about as close to a type A type material that you can get to without it actually being a type A. So the only thing that holds itself up is itself. It's just hard packed enough that it just doesn't cave in. The shoring is just there as an insurance policy to prevent cave-ins. Now, if you're in sandy or peat or a type B material, jacks, I believe, are required every 4 feet, and the pressure from the jack will put direct pressure, and it kind of radiates a little bit. So in between, it just kind of holds itself up with just the tension. It's just like when you drop a little bead of water and it creates a bubble. It's called water tension, and the surface tension holds it together. It's kind of a bonding thing, kind of like that. Kind of hard to explain why it holds itself up, but it just does, and about the best explanation I can give you. Jeremy Shanahan, how do y'all set up your pipe laser? We don't use a pipe laser. We use a spinning laser. Well, I guess what we call a slope laser. So it spins. You can add a slope to it. It shoots a slope. So this is going to be a little more complicated than I can answer in a Q&A. So I'll probably dedicate a video to this on, a short video, whatever, setting up a laser. So that'll come later. Hunter Wilson. Hey man, love Hey man, Lever Monkey from Central PA here. I've watched tons of your videos, and I'm curious as to why you guys use rotary lasers. Question prayer instead of pipe lasers. Up here, we typically only use rotaries for flat work, and all pipe work we use a pipe laser. Keeps us on line and on grade. It's a regional thing, I think. I've been here in California for the majority of my life, and it's all my work experiences here in California, and I have never seen a pipe laser. I've seen videos of them. It's just, I think, a regional thing. It's just everyone uses slope lasers here. Every company I've ever worked for uses a slope laser. I would love to be able to try a pipe laser at some point. If there's any, if there's any of the manufacturers want to say donate us one for a video, you maybe support the channel a little bit, so I can try one out. But my company's not going to buy a or a pipe laser. It's just not going to happen unless I pay for one myself, which I don't have the money to go out and do that. I hear they're pretty cheap, but I'm not going to spend my own money at this point. I've got enough bills as it is. I haven't received any money from YouTube yet, so that's not even on the table yet. All right, I got two questions here that are very similar to each other. Regarding, let's see. Okay, this is all regarding the wheel versus a Hopak style, or a vibratory compactor, or plate compactor. So I'll state the two questions, and then I'll answer both of them with one answer. So the 690 ELC. I miss using the compaction wheel when I move up to the PNW. They like to use Hopaks in the next... Okay, punctuation, bud. They like to use Hopaks. In your next Q&A, could you address the reasons why you would use a wheel over a Hopak? More specifically, the differences in soil you would use one or the other. All right. Next question is Don Seward. A long time ago, an old timer mentioned something to me, and I'm wondering if there is any truth to his tale. He told me wheels compact from the bottom up, meaning the wheel works its way from the bottom of the lift, and the loose falls on top, allowing you to compact your way upward. Flat compactors, e.g. plate compactors, whackers, Hopaks, etc., compact from the top down. Is he full of balloon juice? That's an interesting way to put it. Okay, so I'm just gonna read you what I've wrote down here. All right, so the differences between Hopak and the compaction wheel primarily is the way they compact. Answering the old man question is, yes, the old man is correct. The wheel does compact from the bottom of your fill, bringing the compaction up with it. And the whackers, compactors, plate, Hopaks, they compact by compressing everything all in one lift. So when the difference between the two, I prefer the wheel, because the wheel will penetrate through the material, and the pegs on them, or the sheep's foot, will go in about half the distance of the total size of the wheel. So depending on the size of the machine, size of the wheel, you can compact anywhere from, say, 3 to 6 feet of material. I had a wheel that was on a Cat 350, which was about the size of our John Deere 450. And this wheel was enormous. I think it was like a 48-inch wheel. The thing was huge, and it would compact 4 or 5 feet of material. So the way it works is the wheel goes in, it just goes through all the material, compacts the bottom 2 feet. You wheel it back and forth through the material, and it compacts the bottom. And as you relieve pressure and as you go back and forth, material is falling in on top of your previous passes and slowly pushes the wheel upward. So now what you've done is you got 4 feet of material, you compact that bottom lift, that first 2 feet or whatever, and then as you come up, now you're doing lifts that are like 6 inches as you make your passes, as it works its way up to the top. And that's amazing compaction. I get 93 to 95 all the time, regardless of what's required. The hoe packs or vibratories, anything that's a plate compactor, even the stand-up jumping jacks, up here they require 6 to 8 inch lifts. The biggest I've ever seen that we were allowed to do is with sand, with the sand at a right moisture content of 18 inches. That's the biggest lift I've ever seen on a jumping jack. They wouldn't work with a vibratory. We use turtles, that's those big huge plate diesel powered ones. They only allow 8 to 10 inches with those. So it just takes forever for those things. The wheel on the excavator can swap the wheel in a bucket, pull its own material in, doesn't have to wait for the loader to bring dirt over to him or a dozer or anything. Pull in the material, puts the wheel on, just goes to town, wheels and done, moves forward. The plate compactors and stuff like that, great for rock underneath the pipe if it's required on the job. So you put down your 3 to 4 inches that's required underneath the pipe, you vibroplate it or turtle it or whatever they use, and you're not going to be using an excavator to do a hoe pack to do bottom lifts under pipe. And then after that it's just rock, maybe vibrate the rock over the top of pipe, and then it's backfill time, and that's excavator with a wheel. It's the fastest way to do it. I just haven't seen any way to do it faster. The only thing I would use a hoe pack for would be in sandy conditions, and even at that, I've used a hoe pack before, and to be honest, I'm not a fan of them. I understand why they get used, but it's just too time consuming. There's just too much wasted time using the hoe packs, in my opinion. I like a wheel. And then, so another thing about wheels, using an AB, say you're doing 100% fill in a street of asphalt base, we have wheels that instead of the sheep's foot, they're actually banded. They weld a solid band all the way around on all 3 discs or 4 or 5 discs, whatever. And those things compact rock like there's no tomorrow, and they make a nice finishing grade as well when you wheel. When you wheel across, if you can do step by step by step by step on your final lift, it's like someone ran a plate whacker over it, and this stuff's hard like concrete. That's just, I'm a fan of wheels, always have been. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. It's the Q&A number 4, I think we did. Yeah, that's Q&A number 4. If you like what you heard, if you appreciate it, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like what I said, or you have an argument with me about something, leave a comment down below. Tell me why you don't agree with me, and give me your reasons why. If you do agree with me, give me a thumbs up. Hey, let me know, hey, you're right on, or I didn't know these things, and just let me know. It really helps the analytics in the video if you leave me a comment. So if you watch the whole video, leave a comment. It'll just say, hey dude, good job, or whatever, throw up an emoji, and that will help me get the video out to more people. Like, subscribe. Guys that you're watching my videos and you're not subscribed, I don't know why not. Subscribe. Just remember, at the end of the day, we're all friends. We're all lever monkeys. And if you hit the like button every time, what is it? Every time you hit the like button down below, every time you hit the like button, a laborer cries. Okay, guys? Talk to you later.